The Joint Committee on Judiciary and Human Rights during a budget defense of the Human Rights Commission has promised the commission to take up its case as it cannot be allowed to shut down, buttressing the importance of the commission to Nigerians. This is sequel to the complaint of Director of the Commission, Mr. Tony Ojukwu, of the low funding to run the commission every year, which has made the commission incapacitated.
This is an envelope of 5 billion, and it will not go anywhere to help us to improve on our work. And we have proposed that there are some issues that have arisen during the year, already approved by the President and Federal Executive Council, which have not been taken care of in this budget. If we have been asked any question, if there was any interaction with the executive, they would have made provision for this. But like I said, we don't interact with the executive in our budget. They say since we're on consolidated revenue, we go directly to the National Assembly. So this is the first point for us to bring this up, and we hope that provisions can now be made for this, in addition to what the executive has given us as an envelope. And the first issue there is that federal government granted public servants on COMPES 40% increment. And the circular said that those of us on consolidated revenue, or what we call statutory transfer, should look inwards for the money. Now, the implication of that for the commission is 470 million for this 2023 and 490 million in 2024, making a total of 960 million. Now, there's no way the National Human Rights Commission can look for 960 million within its existing budget, because all our services are free. We are not a revenue generating agency. So how can we get 960 million? So if there's going to be industrial harmony in that place, the union is bombarding me every day. What are you saying? What is happening? I say, well, these announcements were made after this government came into power. So there's no way it could have been in 2023 budget. We thought it would be in the supplementary budget sent to the National Assembly. Nothing was mentioned about National Human Rights Commission. So this is the first point we are going to bring this to the attention of the National Assembly. Because if National Assembly does not provide for this, they will shut down that office next year. All you'll be hearing every day is that Labour Union has come there and closed the office. And there's nothing I can do, because there's no way I can get 960 million. How will I get that? That means I have to, maybe I will not pay staff salary, or we'll shut down the place. In addition, government has also granted 35% wage increase for workers. 35,000 naira for 6 months, from September to February next year. Again, the circular said, I have attached the circulars to this document here. I've attached the circulars. The circular say those of us on statutory transfer should look inwards to get the money. But they have paid all those on IPs. As this announcement was made, the federal government paid all those on IPs. They're either enjoying or have already enjoyed this amount. And we were excluded and grouped with those who are generating revenue. Everybody knows Human Rights Commission doesn't generate revenue. What are we going to do? The people that come to my office are poor people. In fact, when they come to my office, they don't have money to go home. My staff have to give them money to go home. They come. A woman comes to the office after being domestically violated, carrying 2 or 3 years old baby at the back. You feel the baby is running temperature. You first of all take the baby to the hospital, because you don't want the baby anything to eat, because with children ailment, anything can happen. It will be reckless of an investigator who sees a woman before him or her carrying a sick baby, and you go on with asking questions without sending the baby to hospital first to make sure that the temperature or whatever is controlled. Is that the kind of person you are expecting to pay you for services? So this commission is established to help this level of people. We don't charge fees for our work. So how can we go? The only money we generate is if, normal processing of documents, maybe we award a contract to buy a computer, we award contract to do that. Those charges are automatically remitted to the government. Under the new system, as you are paying, the percentages are there. It is pushed directly, immediately to the government. We don't retain anything. All our accounts are in CBN. We don't have any account anywhere outside the CBN.
Members of the committee during their contribution pointed out the Commission's lack of communication with the committee, as well as some inappropriations in the budget document presented to them.
Appropriation bill, and this is done against the backdrop of the fact that the National Assembly has the power of appropriation, and the budget that was presented to the National Assembly by Mr. President is a mere estimate of the intention of the executive. It is not sacrosanct. It is subject to tinkering by the National Assembly that has the power of appropriation. So what may come out at the end of the day from the National Assembly as represented by this committee may be in pari materia with what you have presented, or may be tinkered with, depending on what the committee members observed and depending on our interaction with you. And the premise of the Constitution decided to give power of appropriation to the National Assembly as well as power of oversight in order to give value for money and also ensure transparent and judicious utilization of public funds so that Nigerians would get value for money in delivery of dividends of democracy to their doorsteps. So in the course of our interactions with you, members can ask questions or make suggestions on areas that they are not clear with. And it behoves on your agency to broaden their horizon, to understand the nitty-gritty of your budget estimate with a view to approving it at the end of the day.
Ahead. So what we're trying to do is to see that we go beyond that envelope that is given to you, because where necessity needs to be, to come in, it has to come. You will have to get us the summary of what you require immediately and what the essential things that is required for you to function effectively.
We'll do so by tomorrow.
We'll have to get the summary of that. The chairman and my honorable senior brother, the distinguished in his committee, will do that. I will do that, and they will. The House also will do that.
We'll do that tomorrow.
Once we do that collectively, we'll present it to the appropriations, and they will include it into the request for additional envelopes for the MDGs and other things.
We'll do that tomorrow because
permit me to observe at page 1B, case for increased budget in 2024. Item A, there are arrears for 2023, January to December, and I think that is not appropriate because this regime came in 29th of May 2023, and whatever must have happened between them happened after the assumption of office. So it cannot be January to December, possibly from July or thereabout. That is one. Two, you see, again, we are lawyers. We know the law. But we fail in most cases to adhere or observe the little things that we should. Committees like these in the Senate and in the House of Representatives are set up not only for the purposes of passing the budget, but for liaising with and cooperating and collaborating with each other. The year spoke about the supplementary budget for which no provision was made for the Commission. Well, no case was made by the Commission. The committee was not aware that the Commission required any increase or improved funding, and there was no way the chairman and his team could have made any proposal.
The chairman of the Senate Committee, Senator Mohammed Tahir Mongono, warns that the committee will not condone violence on the Constitution, says the Minister of National Planning Commission will be invited to know why the commission was handled in a lackadaisical manner.
Who are responsible to their yearnings, aspirations, and sufferings. This committee will definitely look into this and act with a view to remedying the situation, because we don't want to see the ugly scenario of this office being shut, thereby denying Nigerians of where they will run into for SUCO when their rights were violated. The rationale behind the establishment of the commission is to cater for Nigerians who cannot afford to hire lawyers to go and defend when their human rights are violated. That is the main reason why this commission was established. And where the commission is not supported with the wherewithal and the necessary tools to discharge this sacred duty of jealously guarding and protecting the fundamental human rights of Nigerian citizens, definitely this committee will rise to the occasion. And God so kind, as a result of the paltry allocation to the judiciary as a whole, and the way and manner the judiciary was treated, thereby compromising the independence of the judiciary in clear contradiction or violation of the Constitution, which is the grand norm of the land, which presupposes separation of powers and then the independence of the judiciary. The judiciary was reduced to a situation whereby they will go cap in hand, begging the executive to carry out their constitutional function. This committee and this National Assembly will not condone or tolerate this apparent violence on the provision of the Constitution. And we suspended consideration of the whole budget defense of the judiciary and invited the Minister of National Planning and DG Budget to appear before us tomorrow to show cause why they treated the judiciary arm of government in such a lackadaisical way. And definitely when they come, we are going to raise your issue also with them. It's very, very fundamental. Your commission is also acting in a quasi-judicial capacity. You are acting in a quasi-judicial capacity because you are treating instances where human rights of Nigerians were violated and what have you. So this issue is also very germane and relevant, and we are going to take it up with the DG Budget and Minister of National Planning once they come tomorrow. Thank you.
The Chairman Committee, House of Reps, Honorable Dr. Peter Abiola Makinde commended the Commission, urged for transparency, says the duty of the committee is to ensure Nigerians are protected, and the committee would want to see its effects of the allowances budgeted for.
On behalf of the committee, of course, the distinguished Senator and the Chairman, Senate Committee had made a very good point as far as getting this case across to national planning, so that the committee will be able to help the commission and in boosting this fund. And I'm happy that the representative of the appropriation committee, she's also here listening to this. My thing is just to commend you. You've been there. You have the experience to continue to lead. Of course, we want transparency. We want you to be open as we come around for our oversight visit. Some of these items, we will need to verify them, make sure that they are actually what they are meant to be, because we are getting a lot of complaints from people, but then we need to go on our oversight to be able to work with you. We will try our best to support and appropriate fund to the commission, but please, ours is just for us to make sure that Nigerians are feeling that impact. They know that their rights are protected at every point in time. So, let me see, I don't think we want this. So, and in your report, you mentioned a lot of thousands of cases that are pending. I hope you will be visiting these cases, because if you look at that allowances, it's almost up to ₦1 billion of those allowances. So we want to see the effect of these allowances in all these cases that we have just mentioned. So thank you. If there are no other observation, Mr. Chairman.
I wanted to clarify one or two issues raised by the members. The issue on arrears, yes, the 40% was given to
Comfort Olayinka, GCTV News.